So context as to why I didn't post episode 8 by itself, it's because I was literally one day away from episode 9 being posted. So I thought to myself, okay, you know what? Let's just do a duo episode. I've done those a lot anyway, so why not do another one? So yeah, that's the context as to why episode 8 and 9 are together compared to episode 7 that was by itself. So anyway, this 2 episodes, pretty fucking fire. Let's begin. Okay, there is something about this episode that genuinely had my attention, and that's the fact that it's one of those where it makes me think of something around the lines of
Sparing you taught me one thing.
Yes, Shao Kahn?
No good deed goes unpunished.
Granted, though, this is a little bit different in this case because the queen is being a genuine bitch. And yes, it is definitely for sure now that she is the bigger threat, considering that she is screwing over the Suicide Squad, despite the fact that they helped their kingdom not get a win, beat one of the generals. And I do like the fights between, like, not like physical fights, but verbal fights between the council people, kind of showing what their thoughts are overall in specific things. I pleasantly enjoyed that. But moving forward towards other things, they all go into the meeting, like into the grand hall to get like celebrated because they did a good job. They essentially helped the kingdom, only for literally to get antagonized the whole time. And here's the big thing I like to point out. They're not necessarily criminals in this world. Like, yeah, they've done a few things, but compared to like Earth, where they're from, they're genuine criminals there. They have records of being criminals. Here, it's a whole clean slate. They could genuinely be heroes. However, obviously, the queen sets up one of her most loyal subjects to not only be extremely antagonistic towards them, and although he does provide an interesting thing regarding, yeah, you may have defeated this general, but this general was from your world, so in reality, you're just cleaning up your own mess. And yes, that is technically true. However, they're still fixing a fucking mess that is fucking you guys up. Now, granted, this guy did praise them, so I think he's just being set up, which he was, because he does slap Harley Quinn, which, I mean, that is just genuinely asking for it. And yes, King Shark kills him, like, eats him alive. And yeah, that essentially turns into a nearly brawl. The queen is basically using that as an excuse to try to kill them. However, the knight, he genuinely cares for this group. He views them as brothers in arms after all the fighting they've done and having grown accustomed to them. So I am not surprised that he stood up for them and essentially convinces the queen that they did already so much for them, they shouldn't be killed. Which the queen begrudgingly goes with it and just exiles all of them but King Shark, because King Shark is set to be killed because he obviously killed one of the nobles, which I guess that's fair. And yeah, Harley Quinn and the Suicide Squad are pissed. Harley Quinn does give a lot of shit to the princess, because the thing she tells her is, are you just gonna stay there like a pawn? Because they trusted her. They went to help the kingdom because she asked them, and they, out of some godforsaken reason, essentially they allowed themselves to be heroes in a sense. And yet this bit them in the ass, which I feel bad for them because they genuinely wanted to help. And yeah, essentially it went to shit. And Harley Quinn just kind of leaves first, pissed off, before the rest leave, leaving the princess kind of contemplating on what Harley said. And yeah, although they're in the bar and we do get some funny scenes, look, Clayface has grown a lot on me, and I will not lie. I'll get more into Clayface, but I genuinely think I've grown, like, he's probably my favorite character. And him recreating the Terminator moment is pretty funny, and I like it because these two chicks genuinely don't know what the hell he's doing. He's all pissy because it's like, it's the famous scene from that one thing. And yeah, obviously, eventually it clicks in him that, oh shit, that's right, you guys aren't from my world. So yeah, that's super funny. We have an interesting discussion with the Argus agent and Peacemaker. Harley Quinn drinking herself nearly to death, having stolen something before obviously having left the capital. We got an interesting looking shot of Harley, I'll just say that. But we get a wholesome little thing with the little dragon having fun with another creature. And then we get an interesting thing of Harley talking about Joker, which I'm not surprised. And then when the Bard comes in, obviously, I do see that they definitely did not like, obviously Clayface is fine, he's theatrics, but everyone else does not like it. It pisses them off because they really were exiled. They weren't even treated like heroes. And I don't even think they want to be treated like heroes. They're not heroes. Even they acknowledge in the previous episode, they're not heroes. They're all villains. I mean, Peacemaker thinks himself as a hero, I would not doubt, or more or less as the man who will bring peace. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that they weren't happy with the Bard, and Clayface was like, no, you keep playing. And the Bard's like, oh, okay. And then, obviously, he poor dude, like, he didn't deserve getting his shit wrecked. And, yeah, this turns into a fight when... I like the insults, because Deadshot knows how to get under Clayface's skin, essentially insulting Clayface's acting abilities. And Clayface knows where to hit fucking Deadshot. Just bring up literally the family stuff, and that definitely pissed them the fuck off. And yeah, a fight breaks out. They're all drunk. Like, I am not surprised a fight continues to break out. And then the bartender just essentially is contemplating on his life at that point. But yeah, then we have the Bard who just gets thrown, and for some fucking reason Peacemaker has, well, his dongle showing. And I like it because Harley obviously throws a fucking apple with a knife on it, and it hits Peacemaker's helmet, and he just, the way he looks at them, I'm telling you, he's the most threatening one of them all. But yeah, he's like, who the hell did that? And Harley obviously blames Clayface. And yeah, Peacemaker just beats the shit out of him. And yeah, obviously it all goes to fucking hell. The Argus agent dude, his face of just completely fucking done before being super pissed off was funny. But yeah, obviously after all that commotion, they all head towards the portal to reset the timers, leaving the dragon behind, only for the sake that if they go back to the real world and the little dragon comes with them, Harley Quinn knows better that they'll just do experiments on it, and that's kind of smart. It's sad because obviously she wouldn't want to leave the dragon alone, but you know, better safe than sorry. So as they all get their bombs reset, with the exception of King Shark because obviously he's captured, Colonel Flag picks up the radio, which obviously is a reveal for the Suicide Squad that he's been having contacts with Amanda Waller. And yeah, after getting the situation, Amanda Waller essentially blows the fuck out of Clayface. And I was genuinely caught completely off guard that he was blown the fuck up. And yeah, everyone is super pissed. Harley basically calls on her BS. And right before, I mean, look, if you taunt Amanda Waller, she's gonna fucking do it. Like, you're actually arguing with the wall. Just as she was about to do it, like, something happens to where Colonel Flag is able to quickly say, hey, wait, something's going on. We can still fix our relationship with the kingdom. They're being under attack. And yeah, Amanda Waller is convinced, and she basically tells them, you have 24 hours or your bombs go off, essentially lowering the timer. But here's the interesting thing, because I was so sad, because I just finally can say I am attached to Clayface, only for him to get blown the fuck up, and then to come back and obviously they're all like, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, I mean, I could just move my brain or my heart, like, I'm not in real danger. It's like, it makes me think the same thing like them. Like, why the fuck? First of all, why the hell would Amanda Waller choose to plant a bomb on him when he's literally made of clay? That's not gonna really kill him. That's that's a little absurd. But second, fucking hell, Clayface, you genius. Like, you're quite the actor to pull something like that off. But yeah, they all basically go back because they have to save King Shark. They're not gonna leave him behind. And obviously, Colonel Flag cares for this group and wants them to return safely. So yeah, they all book it. They're like super far away. But eventually we get a slight, like, going back in time 2 hours prior to all that. And yeah, the episode ends with one hell of a reveal. The princess witnesses that her mother is not her real mother. And yeah, we have an imposter among us. Look, overall, this episode was fucking cool in the sense that it actually fucking tricked me. I don't know why I felt sad. I should have gotten context clues that he's literally fucking Clayface. He's made of clay. My thought process was maybe because he's in this world, he has to activate his clay in order for him to be safe. Maybe he did that right as he was about to blow up. Like, maybe, I guess. I don't know. I got tricked. I feel a little annoyed. But you know what? Congratulations, Tape, writer of ReZero, who's a part of this. You tricked me. Congratulations. I am actually surprised and will give you a bow, essentially. But yeah, overall, 9 out of 10. Okay, so this episode interestingly starts off calm before the storm. Like, the knight looks at the armor, kind of contemplating, before him and another knight kind of hear some odd noise. The other knight gets, well, murked, and then it's revealed that the minister is also evil. Aside from the last episode, how the mother was an imposter, this one we have an interesting twist that, yeah, there's more or less enemies within the kingdom. And yeah, he has the Thinker's helmet, which is an interesting thing. And yeah, the knight has to now fight for himself. All the while, the princess, the queen, or fake queen, I guess, realizes that, yeah, the princess now knows. And yeah, I feel bad for the princess. Like, she genuinely was raised by a literal imposter. She was a pawn this whole time, and that must fucking hurt. Especially considering last episode, Harley Quinn has criticized her that, is she just gonna be a pawn the whole time? So yeah, that must have really hurt. So she tries to attack. Clearly that fails. And just before this fake queen could even harm the princess, the mighty knight himself is able to come in and rescue the princess. And yeah, he calls her the queen and imposter. So now we have the undead king, I guess. The undead king starts to taunt the knight, saying, "Oh, you lost your fiance in the fighting, haven't you? The fighting I caused." And yeah, this pisses him the fuck off. And right as, obviously this is bait, and even he knew that, yeah, he decides to try to bait that, oh, I'm gonna attack. Nope, I'm gonna get the princess to safety. So even when his emotions are all the way, like, completely rushing and wanting to take over, his sense of duty to protect the princess was strong enough. Which, that's why he's number 2 on my list. Dude has honor. So, yeah, considering that they don't have a lot of time, I do find it interesting that the princess, like, she goes to the mirror where she has Harley's bat, and then she basically lowers, like, the minister's guard. And when she turns around, she obviously looks like Harley because she's got the inspiration of Harley to rebel. And yeah, she beats the shit out of the minister, which this causes all the knights to collapse because they were mind controlled. And she just keeps beating the fuck out of him because all that pent up anger she must have just completely fucking blew the hell up. And yeah, even the fucking knight just is like, oh shit. The knight's named Cecil. Like, he was like, oh shit, she must have pent up aggression. But yeah, or pent up stress. But regardless, we have the Undead King basically starting their shenanigans, a bunch of undeads, and essentially prepared to take over and wanting to throw all the citizens into despair, only for the princess herself to appear and essentially bring some hope. And yeah, this annoys the Undead King, and he essentially does something to try to take out the princess, because a pawn that's no longer on your side is a useless pawn. So just as it uses a water type creature to try to sink the castle, we do get the crocodile creature, or yeah, I believe it's a crocodile. He basically is about to go attack the princess, only for King Shark to come in and clutch. And I love King Shark. Like, he just thought the princess was Harley Quinn, and it's just like, you're not harming Harley. This shows me that despite him being the trope of the dumb brute, the dude cares. And yeah, he was a little bit tricked, because eventually he's like, hey, that's not Harley. But he does show that he's capable of fighting, and he was gonna beat this croc bastard until the big giant ass monster came in and completely ruined it. But yeah, the Suicide Squad is there. They're able to protect the princess and Cecil from getting harmed by the Undead King. Obviously, Harley Quinn is taunting the shit out of the Undead King, and yeah, the Undead King is super fucking pissed that they're back. So yeah, we have Harley Quinn slightly messing around, though I think she's only doing that because she must have spotted, I don't know if she noticed that the princess was wearing the similar makeup like her, but if she did, I feel like she's just messing around here. But anyway, we do have them splitting up. Harley and Deadshot working together to take on the Undead King, while Clayface, Colonel Flag, and Peacemaker are off to save the princess. And yeah, a lot of things happen with, let's split it up. There's two obvious ones. Deadshot and Harley Quinn dealing with the Undead King. Although they can't really do much for the most part, the Undead King does know that this is just wasting their time, so they bring in the Enchantress, something that Harley Quinn and the others have had to deal with. And yeah, at first they were having trouble until Harley Quinn kind of had an idea once she kind of powered up after also being saved. First of all, I'm kind of going all over the place. First of all, they try to do something, they can't, and we first get a reveal that the dragon has grown up all of a sudden, like, I don't know what, within a few days, into a giant-ass dragon. So now they have a dragon on their side. And then after this, Harley Quinn does get that little weird power-up, which gives her an idea that works. Her bullets can now do shit. And because Harley Quinn can hurt the Enchantress, this became more of a specific fight of Harley Quinn and her quote-unquote child, the dragon, facing off the Enchantress. All the while, Deadshot kind of has to hold off against the undead, and fucking Cecil, dude, just comes with the whole armor and a few fucking guns and just goes blazing all over the place. I think that made me fucking laugh hysterically. But yeah, essentially, that was pretty fucking cool. And yeah, I love these two, like, working together. Like I said, this show may be basic, but dude, I just love the team-ups. They're pretty fun. So with these two working together, Harley Quinn does pin the Enchantress down after a bit of fighting. She first calls out that she's the reason they didn't die to the Thinker. And then she looks sadistic as fuck as she's able to figure out that the look that the Enchantress is showing is whenever someone is holding something of theirs hostage. Which, I mean, we do get a reveal, but let's go to that reveal real quick, which is actually shown in the Clayface side of things. With Clayface obviously screwing around a little because he's an actor, he wants to try to be pizzazz, all the while Peacemaker is beating the shit out of all of these, like, undead. Eventually they do split up, with Peacemaker going off to assist King Shark, and the dude just brings out the fucking American flag. What a fucking legend. But anyway, yeah, getting back on track. So Clayface and Colonel Flag do have to deal with Katana. So there is a rematch of sorts. I guess if that's one way of putting it. Clayface does get beaten down because, I mean, dude, Katana is way more skilled. And before I hear it, Harley Quinn is more or less a more big fighter than Clayface. So I wouldn't doubt if Clayface obviously tried to do sword play, that's not going to work. Harley Quinn has had a bat and is able to fight with her bat, so I can somewhat see her being able to use a sword. But yeah, it was weird that for both Clayface and Colonel Flag, that Katana would just suddenly abandon the fight when she was dominating it. And then we get the big reveal in the end that, yeah, the real body of the Enchantress is being held hostage. So, that is how the episode ends, on a big fucking cliffhanger. A twist after a twist. And I gotta say, this is a fucking glorious 10 out of 10. Like, look, in terms of, if you want to compare this show to others, yeah, the comparisons are going to be super different. But in the context of this show, this was a really good episode. I like the different team-ups. I like the fact that they're all, like, discovering slowly all the crazy things that are going on. And I just love, as I said, the team-ups are pretty fucking cool. Fucking fun moments. Fun character moments. And interesting shots. So, overall, yep, as I said, 10 out of fucking 10.